Yo, am I live? Are we live? Yes, we are.
This whole time?
No, just a couple seconds. Hey, y'all. As you come in, please share. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to come in. Yeah, it just notified me on there. Yo, you sure? You sure?
Oh,
Hey, as you come in, can you please share this live? Please share this live as you come in. How y'all doing? It's Kia like the car. Welcome to another episode of Common Sense Not Common, Ladies Night Edition. Tonight we have a guest, but first I gotta introduce Anna. Anna is hiding today, and I think Anna is hiding because she don't have on eyelashes. Y'all know how I feel about eyelashes. Anna does not have her eyebrows are together. She did a great job on her makeup and everything, but I don't know why she didn't put on eyelashes. She know that's a requirement, but she just refused to
not
listen.
today, y'all.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with, hey, make sure I see more people coming in. Make sure you share this live as you come in. I want to start with our guests. The guest tonight is Jerron Neighbors, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Jerron, I want you to tell us a little bit about who you are, because some people may not know who you are. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you're connected to Joliet, and what things you want to implement in the city of Joliet.
Well, I'm here tonight on behalf of the Peace Over Violence program that the Joliet Township is over. It's a grant that was awarded to the Joliet Township for violence prevention. It's one of the first of its kind in the state of Illinois. It's a lot of things that the violence prevention program affords. We deal with people who's been victims, who've been affected by gun violence. Say like if a person has been shot that you know of, a family member, friend, loved one, they qualify for victim compensation, where they'll be compensated for lost wages, the time that they miss from work, medical equipment, medical supplies, food, all those different things that they afford them. In the event that someone is tragically killed, there's a VOCA fund where they qualify for up to $10,000 for burial expenses if they don't have the money to bury their loved ones. As we know throughout our community, it's a big problem, because the communities are lacking resources and they've been suppressed and marginalized for so long. A lot of people don't have burial insurance or life insurance, things of that nature there. So this helps families in that regard when they unfortunately lose a loved one or something tragic, where they'll be covered with the burial fund. Like I said, up to $10,000 they pay in expenses with that. As far as about myself, I'm been a lifelong resident for the most part of my life from the south side of Joliet. People that do know me, they know that, I was involved in the streets for over 30 years of my life. I've changed those things around now, and I'm being part of the solution, to the things that's plagued our community. And this violence prevention program goes a long way with doing that. Myself, I'm an outreach worker. There's different components of the program. Outreach, we go out into the areas, the streets, and we canvass and engage people and talk about the program, the things we have to offer. There are different things that we offer. We get referrals for different things, jobs, housing, different things of that nature that help with bills. There's a wide range of services, expungement services. All those different things we can get referrals for. As of lately, recently, it's been a spate of shootings down on the south end of Joliet, so we've been out there pretty frequently at the gas station and BP where those shootings are taking place. We've been visible, and what we try to do is just, deter people from committing acts of violence, so we're out there visible and present so that the community will see us out there. The other component of our program is the victim advocates. What they do is they go out, say when a person is shot, affected by gun violence, they go out there, go to the hospital with them. If they have to get to medical appointments, things of that nature, they provide services, pick them up, take them, bring them the medical supplies, and things of that nature there. Then the other component of the program is case management. You know, they help people with referrals and different services that they may need. You know, that's the case management. So it's 3 different components of the program. Like I say, what I do is outreach, and we're out, like I say, frequently in the community, talking to the community, engaging, enlightening people about what the program is about. You know, this program is needed, you know, within our communities, you know, especially, like I said, you have people that's affected by gun violence, and, you know, we see often when people have to do GoFundMes because they don't have the money to bury their loved ones, you know, and nothing could take away the pain and hurt that you experience from losing a loved one, but, you know, not having to worry about coming up with the money to bury them helps. You know,
Right.
and we know unfortunately there's gonna be, you know, times where people, you know, lose their lives and, you know, tragic events like that happen. So this program, like I say, helps in that regard there.
Okay, for someone that may be looking to get help from your organization, how do they contact you? Is there can they walk up to the door and apply that way, or is there a website?
They can walk up to the door and the paper you have over there, they can scan their code with the flyer that you have over there. We're located at it's the old Peter Claver Center. For a lot of people that don't know, it's at 172 South Chicago. They can call and make an appointment. They don't have phones, they can just show up, and, you know, like I said, different services that's provided. If we can't provide this service, we'll find someone that can provide you that service.
Okay, and once they reach out to you, can you walk me through the process of how, from start to finish?
Okay, say like if someone tonight was, you know, shot, okay.
Okay.
A victim advocate would respond, you know, get to the hospital with them, you know, find out what their immediate needs may be, things of that nature there. Say when they're released from the hospital, we'll go out, you know, get the process started, the application for the immediate needs they need. Say like within the first 2 weeks, it's emergency funding that's available to them, up to like $2,600.
Okay.
As far as for pressing needs, they may need groceries, say if they may need a bed or whatever the case may be. You know, these funds are available where they can get those things, you know, within those first couple of weeks of things they may need. It may be a fact where, you know, now they can't pay their bill, they off work, and they need their bills to get paid. You know, those things are then readily made available to them in that
Right.
time. And say like if you was the individual that was had to take care of them during their healing process, you also qualify for victim compensation because you had to miss work, things of that nature there. It may be where, you know, it was a situation where you may have just witnessed someone get shot and you're affected traumatically by witnessing those things. You qualify for victim compensation. Say if you can't go to work, you need counseling services, things of that nature there. We'll make those things affordable to you and available.
So with that being said, for the ones who are witnesses, I know that in our community, a lot of people don't stand up. They don't want to call the police. They don't want to be looked at as a snitch.
No, I'm not talking about witness in every regard. I'm saying if you're a witness where you're affected by it traumatically, you follow what I'm saying? Vicarious trauma. I'm not talking about a witness with no police and none of that there.
Okay.
I'm talking about a witness of where you're affected by it traumatically and it has impact on you mentally. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And, you know, you may have nightmares, you know, whatever the case may be, you can't go to work. I'm saying you're a victim of that and you qualify for victim compensation just like the person who was hit by the gunfire.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about in that regard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with those people, they'll be they don't have to worry about like going to court and all of that. It's just strictly the
Which people you talking about?
the ones that are witnesses.
No, they ain't none of this stuff ain't got nothing to do with
court.
court, law
Okay.
enforcement, none of that. We don't deal with none of that. I'm saying if you saw this, someone tragically get killed or shot, you qualify for the victim compensation fund because you've been impacted by that mentally.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking in that regard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Got it. So what do you think, what is your biggest obstacle with getting this organization started?
I wouldn't necessarily per se, and you know, I'm just speaking, it's a group of us, but for myself, I wouldn't say it was any obstacles. It was just more so anxious to get started. Cause we had to go through a lot of training. We went through almost like 3 months of different training. You know, we went through, you know, trauma training and different things of that nature there. when you talk about me, myself, I'm somebody that's been, like I said, in the streets for over 30 plus years. So in that time, you think you've seen it all and know it all. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I was wondering, like, what can this training possibly show me that I don't know already? And I was wrong. It's different complex trauma, it's vicarious trauma, things that's inherited from, that you may see and you don't even understand you're going through this trauma. I realized all these years, it's things that, I've went through and experienced, and I didn't know those things were trauma. You get what I'm saying? Until I went through this training and saw that. And those are things that plague our communities. They unaware of the trauma that they're going through and enduring. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, that's true.
And these are the things that drive people to, commit acts of violence, things like that, the trauma, the hopelessness, the despair, the fatherless homes, things of that nature that, it'd be out of sometimes necessity to survive, but it's deep-rooted trauma and they're unaware that it is trauma.
Right. I agree with that. Do you have any goals within your organization? Like, what do you hope to see? Where do you hope to see your organization maybe in the next 5 years?
We hope for it to be, become an institution, because like I said, this is a grant situation where, so we hope to, make sure that this program stays around because it's needed. We hope it to, be able to help people in their time of need. Like I say, we know that the things that happen within the marginalized and suppressed community, this is where the violence is at. These are the things that drive the violence. So we're hoping, that the things and the programs that we have to offer people could, change some of their thinking, and get them on the right path where, they stray away from the violence, stray away from the streets, and continue to build upon peace over violence where we grow this into an institution, where it's helping these communities, I ain't gonna say get on equitable footing, but, better than what they've been, because, like I said, the things that's provided has been lacking, until this, this program came along. It's a lot of things have been lacking. I mean, people who know it from the community, like I said, we see often people on there needing GoFundMe's for when people get killed, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, with a situation like this, with, the funeral expenses being provided by people who don't have the resources for that helps tremendously.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funerals, they can be very pricey. Anna, did you have any questions? Before she gets to her questions, I have one more question I want to ask. How important is, because I think you told me something about joining with someone else who may have the same goal as your organization. Is that something that you're looking to do?
You said what now?
Are you connecting with another organization that is kind of doing the same thing that you're looking to do?
No, I'm not at this time. I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
Remember speaking about that? Yeah, not at this time.
Okay.
Like I say, as of now, we're on the violence prevention program that's in Joliet at this moment.
Okay. Not right now. All right. Anna.
Okay. I had a question for you, but I think you said you really couldn't answer it because they wanted to know, if you were in a situation where you were involved more with your community and you got in touch with your community and you had kids and you had a family, and if you had to choose between being there for your kids or going to help with something that came up for the community, what would you choose and what would be your advice to somebody that had to choose that?
Well, speaking for myself, all of my kids are grown, so, the job that I'm doing with violence prevention, it's a demanding job, because you're needed within the community all the time to be visible, things of that nature there. So for myself, my kids are grown, so if it's a situation where the community needs me and my job is my duty to call, I have to be there. But I have, other coworkers that have younger kids, and that's something that they would have to view through a different lens, So through my lens being affected, my kids are grown for the most part. I have a couple that's in college and things of that nature there, so graduations and things, but I don't have young kids where I have to attend events and different things of that nature there. So for me, I'm investing in my job with, helping our community, being part of the fabric and, being part of the solution that's needed right now. So that's what I'm invested in.
Good.
That's the only question I had.
So I do have another question. I really feel like we should focus more on collaboration. What as far as the community goes, what do you need from the community? How can we help you?
Well, we, throughout the organization, Peace Over Violence, they are connected with other different resources and, different programs. Like I know the fire department have a program, community cares program, and all these different organizations. Like I said, if it's a service that we can't provide, they'll get a referral and reach out to another organization to get the person the services they need. So no one that comes will be turned away because they have resources that's available and they'll get them the referrals they need to get those services that they need. So collectively, like I say, Peace Over Violence, they do have other resources and different organizations that they do reach out to, as those organizations reach out to us if it's something that they can't provide. So, those different organizations do work together in that regard.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good to know. Now, outside of your program, can you tell me personally what do you think needs to happen in the community? What do we need, especially for the youth?
I mean, we need more.
What are we lacking?
We need more resources. As I pointed out to you in the beginning, Kia, our communities are hurting. And in a big instance, they don't understand that they're hurting because of trauma. Like I say, these things. They become normalized, on what's going on in the community,
right.
And, from the outside lens, people, just view it and think that, the violence is just happening and, it's happening for no reason. But like I said, when you have these homes where, they're broken, the fathers are in prison, visible, you have younger mothers there trying to raise their kids, they have to be at work, things of that nature there, the resources aren't afforded, there's no male figure in their life. These other things is driving, people to create acts out of those things there, out of desperation, out of hopelessness. So, and that's a big thing that, we have to have more resources made affordable to these communities.
I agree with that.
Those things are lacking tremendously. The resources, the funding, you go through these areas, the South End, East Side, and you see the buildings, they're eyesores, they're empty, there's nothing going on with them. Even like, there's more community centers that's needed. You have some community centers now, but, a lot of them aren't up to par to what the kids need nowadays, as far as, technology and things of that nature there. I know the Joliet Public Library downtown have different things that's available, but you have to understand, kids don't have transportation to get there. And, in a lot of instances, kids may not go there because guess what? It's not people there that looks like them, so they don't feel comfortable there. So we need these things within our community, so those are things we have to, work on as well as getting those things done.
I totally agree. You see that?
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah, you can.
Greg said that's it, brother. Bring it back to the original principles.
Yeah, I totally agree. Y'all know how. Go ahead.
So, what if someone does have some type of resources to contribute? Who do they contact if they want to contribute or get involved?
They contact our director, Andrea Cambray. The number is on the flyer that's provided. I don't have it right there with me. What's the number?
I'll post it. But what's the number, Jerry?
Yeah, and our director name is Andrea Cambray, and
yeah, I'll post this flyer. I want to see if I can find a digital copy of it, but the number is 815-553-3317, and it's extension 601 and 603.
Yeah.
Is that? All right. I kind of want to talk a little bit more about the community. You did mention to me before about the jobs, which I feel like is a really great idea. There's a lot of people that have gone to jail and got out, and one of their main things that they have an issue with is finding employment. Mm-hmm. And then when they do find employment, when it's time for background check, then they get fired. And then they have to start all over again. A lot of times those people end up back in jail. So Can you speak a little bit about the job fair that you have coming up?
Yes, you know, I can speak to that personally also about what you talked about with people coming home from prison and, you know, being faced with those obstacles, you know, as I came home myself, released from prison last October 20th, you know, you run into obstacles, you know, certain jobs won't hire you because of a background. And then, like you say, you know, that there when people don't get hired and they go through those different obstacles and those different hurdles, you know, they get distracted by that, you know, because of the fact of it drives them back to you're gonna resort to what you know best, you know, because these companies are turning you around and things of that nature there. We have a list of background friendly jobs that afford people with background jobs. You know, we have a list of those things. We're going to be doing a job fair on November 30th at it's going to be at the Workforce located on Glenwood Avenue. That's the flyer there. And it's going to be November 30th, and it's going to be a lot of jobs there for people with backgrounds and background-friendly jobs. So come on out, and if you're in need of work, come on out November 30th, and we'll definitely help you find your job.
Okay, I'll post this. It's November 30th from 1 to 4, and then it's at 2400 Glenwood Avenue. Do you know the name of that building? Is it the Workforce building?
The Workforce building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So if you're looking for a job, that'll be a great opportunity, especially for the ones that have a background and have a hard time finding employment.
Absolutely.
All right. If anybody have any questions, put your questions down. You can actually call in right now. It's a good time that you can call in 815-931-8046. 815-931-8046. Any questions? Any questions? You can text, you can call, or you can type it in the chat. Right now is the opportunity for that. And while we wait, so my main focus is actually the youth. What with you just getting out of prison, if you were to say something to the youth right now, what advice would you give them? Teenage years.
Teenage years. You know, I go out and I speak to, you know, children and young men, you know, frequently, you know, at different schools, things of that nature there. You know, and I tell them, you know, when you're involved in these different aspects of life and, you know, like we talked about, when kids come from these, you know, deprived homes and broken homes of that nature, they're no father, you know, they seek out other people, you know, and they resort to the streets and seeking out those people, you know, because they feel they love them and they're loyal to them and things of that nature there, you know, but like I tell them, you know, them streets ain't loyal to you, you know, your mother's loyal to you, your family is loyal to you, you know, them streets ain't loyal to you, you know, that movie only ends one of two ways. You know, in prison over there, Elmer Cemetery.
Right.
You know, it's no in between when you choose that way of life. Those are only two ways that end, you know. So I preach that to them about, you know, making good decisions and making the right decisions and things of that nature there because, you know, the wrong one can cost you a lifetime, you know. So those are the things I talk to them about, you know, in those walks of life and, you know, sharing with them, you know, me spending over 16 years in prison and things of that nature and being involved in that criminal element for over 30 years, you know, like I say, you know, it only ends one or two ways, you know, so, but, you know, we have to have more things to offer them, and those are things, you know, like I said, we're working on getting those things done as well. I mean, it takes time, you know, because you can't just, you know, when they step out their homes and, like I said, they see these different things, what's happening around them,
Right.
they become a part of those things.
That's true.
Because there's nothing else when they step outside and they see those things. So, you know, like I said, some of, you know, the things being done, the crimes being committed, you know, some of them be out of necessities, you know, kids don't know where their next meal coming from, things of that nature there, you know, so they commit these types of acts, you know. That, you know, that speaks to us as a society of where we are and us having to do better collectively, you know.
I agree.
You know, it takes that village mentality, and that village mentality has dissipated. You know, when I was coming up, you know, neighbors looked out for the neighbors, the elderly, things of that nature there. You know, and I speak to, you know, community members because I'm a community activist as well. You know, and some of the things I hear from them is, you know, don't want to say anything to them. I don't know what their parents may say or what they may do to me, you know. But like I tell them, you know, you still have obligation, you
I
know,
agree.
because some of these parents is raising kids, they're kids themselves, they're young, they don't know how to be a parent, you know. So you still have obligation to uplift them and give them the insight that they need, because some of them are seeking it and don't know how to ask for it. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, we've gotten away from that village mentality, and like I say, people looking out for the children and the elderly, those things used to exist. And, you know, we have to get back to that, because, you know, this is a societal problem, you know, because the things that's going on. Like I say, there certainly has to be more things that's afforded, first and foremost. But we also, first and foremost, have to look after our community as well and take care of each other within the community as well. We have to look after each other, because, you know, there's a narrative out there that, you know, we don't care about each other because the acts that we commit against each other. From the outside, that's how they view it. You know, look what they do to each other. They don't care about each other. You know, so we have to work on changing that narrative as well. You know what I'm saying? And that starts with us.
I totally agree. With that being said, are you interested in being a mentor to the youth?
Well,
Would you be open to that?
I do that as well. You know, my
That's
organization,
good.
you know, with Tomorrow Starts Today, I do that. I mentor and things of that nature. There.
That's
you know,
good.
You know, I have my non-profit Tomorrow Starts Today, so I do that. I do mentoring things of that nature there, and I'm continuing to build on that as well. In whatever way that I can, you know, like I say, give back to the community, because that's my mission and my drive, you know, going forward in life, because, you know, the things that I've done in my former life is, you know, is what played the community, and, you know, it's a byproduct of the things that we see today, you know, because of things, you know, that I partook in. So that's my mission going forward, and that's why, you know, I've joined Peace Over Violence. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm glad that this program is here, because it's greatly needed within our community and within the city of Joliet.
That's good. I do have a caller right now, and I think I kind of know who this is. And this is someone who is also a leader in the community.
Okay, so you mentioned that you've been in jail before. Do you have any advice for people that have kids and they're locked up towards their relationship, to have like a decent relationship with their kids?
From in prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely challenging. It presents its challenges, you know, with having a relationship, you know, because in certain instances, you know, you may be on lockdown, you can't even call your kids, things of that nature there, and then, you know, you go through the mail route. But as we know with how technology is nowadays, people don't really be reading mail no more. You know, so being in prison and you know, having a relationship with your family and kids, it's definitely going to be challenging, you know, as far as visiting and all those different things there, and the communication, because it's things that happen, you know, in your kid's life, and in that moment you can't be there to offer them the advice they need, give them the hug they may need, and things of that nature there. So those things are challenging, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it can cause different things within that relationship, resentment and things of that nature there, because you have to understand, you have younger children, you know what I'm saying? You're not there, and they seeing their friends with their fathers and things of that nature there, and their father not there. You know, kids don't understand that, you know. So it's definitely a challenging situation, you know, when you're trying to parent from in prison.
Okay, let's flip that. What about if the parent is outside and the youth is on the inside?
And the kids,
How important is it for the family to support the person that's incarcerated?
So you're saying if the kid was in jail and the parent is outside?
Yes.
Oh, it's pivotal. It's vital. You know, because their support means a lot, you know, to your child. You know, because, you know, at the end of the day, they're young, but they're still kids. You know, and then they get in there the things they're missing, and you know, the things that they're cut off from in society. It weighs on them. You know. But you know, the support can only go so far. You know, you only get maybe a certain amount of visits a week and things of that nature. There's a certain amount of phone calls, emails, those different things there. So, but whatever support you can offer them, you know, it's needed in that situation, because, you know, those are dark times, you know, when you're in there. You know, it's, you know, the isolation and, you know, even the impact that, you know, that has on a person mentally, you know.
Yes.
You know, that, like I said, you have to be really strong-minded and have great intestinal fortitude, you know, to overcome those things, because if you're not a strong individual, they'll swallow you up, you know, because of things that you're subjected to and have to go to in there. So family support is vital.
Would you say for both, for the parent that's incarcerated and the child?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that, like I said, you know, when you're doing time, and you know, it really, you see who's really there for you and who cares about you in that instance, you know,
Yeah.
because like I say, you know, the people that reach out to you and the people that you're able to reach out to, you know, because it's gonna be times you call and people not gonna answer, things that nature that, you know, and those different things impact individuals differently. You know, like I said, it's a mindset that you have to have, you know, with enduring and overcoming that situation, because you know, it'd be a lot of dark and grim times. I mean, I was locked up during COVID. You know, we was locked in our room for a year in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Maybe showering every couple of weeks. You know, I caught COVID in there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you wasn't getting anything that you needed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just imagine being subjected to those different things. Like I say, y'all was out here dealing with COVID, and we was dealing with it in there. And like I say, I mean, you weren't getting showers, you couldn't buy commissary. I mean, it was some rough times in there. You know, you had to
So were you in
overdo it.
solitary confinement, or were you
No,
just
they
in
just had
your?
everybody locked in because, you know, they didn't want
They
it being
didn't want it
passed
to
around, so
spread
they
it.
just locked us in our cell. And like I said, we was locked down for over a year from, what was it, 20 to 21.
Wow, that's tough, because I was at home going through a thing because I couldn't go outside.
Yeah, so
Wow.
imagine being, like I said, you locked in the washroom, you know, 'cause that's about the side of the cell, live with somebody else, you know, so, and going through that and doing that, you know, so, yeah, it was, you know, it presents difficult times, different challenges. That's why you have to, you know, that's why I preach and, I hop on the fact to, you know, the young generation, you have to make better choices and decisions, you know, because those decisions like that place you in situations like that, you know, and that's not a situation, like I said, that you want to be in.
Got you. Now I have a caller right now. Eric Groves is on the line. Eric, how are you doing, Eric? You can't hear us? Yes, I can hear you fine. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. All right, Eric. So, can you tell us, first of all, did you want to add anything to the conversation before I start asking you questions?
No, I was just listening in. What we were talking about. I'm not trying to add anything.
All right, can you tell us who you are and what you got going on in the city of Joliet?
I'm you already said my name, but my name is Eric Grove. I'm at Boxing, Grove Boxing Stadium. I'm called Fighting Chance. So, what we're working on right now is team program, the mentoring program, the tutoring program, and the health and fitness aspect. Hello?
I'm sorry. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him now. Somebody,
I can barely hear you.
can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like dead silent.
Can y'all hear him now? They saying that they cannot hear you. Give me a second. They saying that we can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear. Can somebody let me know if y'all can hear him or
What's
not?
that button lit up?
What button?
Red. This button. What's that?
Say something, Eric. Okay, can y'all hear him now? Because I think I had the button muted. I think they can hear. Nah, I think it was me. Let me see what they're saying. Can you go on there real quick and see if you can hear us? Eric, say something so we can make sure we can hear you. Somebody just sent a heart. So I think go ahead, Eric.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can. Yes, we can hear you. For those of you that are in here right now, can you please share this live? The ones that are in here tuned in, please share the live. Thank you. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, now, where you like to go?
Tell us about your.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell us. Tell us about your organization. Tell us about what you got going on with the kids in the community.
Like, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's your choice again?
I can barely hear y'all.
Okay, well we're gonna. Okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna get you on next week. Okay.
Alright, okay.
Okay.
Somebody said they can hear me.
Yeah, they could, but he could. I don't know. It was just too much. All right, so you ready? All right, so we want to talk to someone else since we're talking about the community. I don't know what was going on with Eric's phone. I think he got an Android, because we all know that iPhone users have the best audio. So let's talk to someone else who has an organization in the community in the city of Joliet. It's very well known in the city of Joliet. And Lord Jesus. All right, so everybody, can y'all give a round of applause for Toya Medina? Hey. All right, Toya. Tell us a little bit. Yeah, you can put that on. Tell us, can you the mic on there. Can you tell us, can you hear me? Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Well, I have a organization that's surrounded by the memory of my mother who was murdered from domestic violence, which is domestic violence month is October. She was murdered by my father when I was 2 years old. And as a child, I didn't have no outlet. So when I became an adult, I made it my purpose to put an organization together that is going to help children that was going through the same things that I did, the same things that I was going through, and was confused and wasn't sure if it was my fault or the questions that children have at that age that, you know, they're confused. So as I got older, just like Jerron, I was in the streets because I didn't know nowhere else to go but the streets. My sister was a known gang member. She was selling drugs. She did everything under the sun, and I wanted to be like her because that's all I saw, and I thought that was the norm. But once I started having children, I began to think about my life as a child. I didn't have nowhere to go. I wanted to do so much, but I didn't have the resources. So a year, maybe my organization been up for almost 2 years. It's called the Tony Medina Youth Center. It's for my mother to show her that because of her death, she didn't die in vain. I learned the other day, I don't know if people read my post today, I had a meeting with my aunt who was laying on her deathbed. She told me that your mother had to die. She had to suffer some things in order for me to be where I'm at today. So I'm here to say that we can be the difference. I'm here to say that I'm going to stop generational curses because those are things that people of color don't realize, that we have the power to change things. And with this center, I'm going to do just that. Right now, the center, we're currently looking for a building. We operate at 1524 Theodore Street. We have a clothing closet. This clothing closet I came up with, it's because I remember as a child, we left in the middle of the night. We didn't have any clothes, we didn't have any personal hygiene, we didn't have anything. So we had to leave what we had on our back. And when these women, or even men, leave in the middle of the night in their situation, they don't have anything. So I came up with a clothing closet. We take donations, generally used clothes. I wash them, take them to the cleaners. They come, they sign up, they come, they get what they need, personal hygienes. We got from infants to grown adults, from small to 5, 6X. We have enough for everybody. And we take donations Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. They call the center and let me know if they have something to drop off. They can drop it off, and then we will go through it. If it's nothing that is salvageable, we don't throw it away. We take it to the ANVAX place and put it in a box. And you know, we're here to help the community. I want to help those children who I was. No outlet, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, and it is my mission and my purpose of doing that, because the children nowadays are like sponges. They see and they mock everything that they're taught. And if they're taught negative behaviors because that's all they see, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do what they see. And you know, I know that I have a purpose and I have a plan, and one way or the other, this center will get up, and I'm going to do what my mission says. So,
what all do you need from the community to help contribute?
well, right now we're asking the community for donations. We take donations of whatever they bring. If there's household products, hygiene products, clothing, baby goods. You know, lately they've been asking for infants things, so we need anything that they have for infants. You know, pretty much everything.
Do you guys offer counseling to it?
So right now we're working with a couple agencies that's going to help them. Because right now, like I said, we don't have a building yet. And once we get this building is going to house numerous of things. We're going to teach them how to be great entrepreneurs, meaning as becoming a professional barber. I own a barber college, so I'm putting this barber college in this community center. We're going to do, my son is a photographer and a videographer. He's going to teach classes. I have a cousin who's a chef. She's going to come in and she's going to teach him how to do culinary arts. We got literacy. We got job resources. We got trauma counselors. And all this is being donated by the community. They're not asking me for anything. They're just saying when you're going to get the building. And that's my purpose, is trying to get this building and to be able to allow the children to be children. That's it. Children nowadays are growing up because they have no other choice. They don't have the opportunity to be children, and that's sad.
I love that. I like all of that, actually. So if the community want to step in and help, what do they have to do in order for them to help you with your organization?
She just went over it.
Did she? Where was I at?
So,
Was I in there?
So
I'm sorry.
right now, like I said before, like we're looking for a building.
Okay.
Right now, the community can help us by donating hygiene products, clothing, anything that they need, that you think that someone would need.
Okay.
Like I said, you know, we are here to help whomever, whenever, and however we can, and we don't turn nobody away. It's a process. Call a number, and we'll make sure that someone's available to help them. If we don't have the resources for right now for the therapies and the other things that we have resources that we can resource out. And we're just asking, like, if the community have any resources for those type of things, we're asking you all to just contact us or contact me personally, and let's help these people become better people. You know, no one deserves to get the crap beat out of them, and no one certainly deserves to watch their parent or anyone being murdered.
I totally agree with that. Now, with therapists, one of the issues that I've come across is finding someone that looks like me. Were you able to find someone that kind of like is relatable to the people in the community?
Like I said, I have a barber shop and I have a barber college, so I've come across numerous of people, and I have a lot of people that looks like you, looks like me, and they're willing to step in and do it for free. And, you know,
Wow.
they're not asking for anything. They're willing to, because the passion that I have and the things that I've been through in my life, they're willing to offer that to them.
Wow. That's awesome. Ooh, you have any questions? If anybody have any questions in the comment section, just type them. We'll go
If
ahead and read
someone
them.
wanted to volunteer and help out, do they just reach out to you? Are you looking for volunteers?
Yes, we do we do court mandated community service hours. I can give you community service hours for things of those sorts. So, you know, all they gotta do is reach out to us and we will, you know, help them on that journey of becoming great people.
Are you looking, or are you open to maybe collaborating with some other organizations in the area that may be doing some of the same things? Or
Yeah, we are at this moment we are collaborating with a couple people and we're doing the same thing, but their vision is their vision. My vision is my vision. So I'm not going to turn over my thoughts and feelings and things that I've been doing as this far for the community and give it to someone else. That's what I'm not going to do.
okay,
Because my mother's name means more to me than anything. And I want her name to be known that she did not die on that floor being shot to death, a gun unloaded on her, and her children witnessing and walking over her body. She didn't do it for nothing. There's a purpose and there was a plan, and that God says that His plan is going to be prevailed. So I stand firm on on His promise, and I know it's going to happen.
that's
Tragedy goes long ways, and if anybody read my story that I posted on Facebook the other day, or I think it was on there today, you have to go through things in life in order to become the greatest person that God created you to be. Your past is there for a reason. It doesn't define your future. And I am the only one of my immediate family who has made it out of their 20s. I'm 47, just made 47 on Saturday, and that's a blessing. That means
Yes.
more to me than anything in this world,
right.
because I have an opportunity to change lives, touch people in a different way.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Wow, that is an awesome story and testimony. It's very heartfelt. Like, I felt every word that you were saying when I wasn't back there choking. But yeah, it was very heartfelt, and I can feel your passion while you're talking.
Thank you.
I just really hope that everybody in the community supports these type of organizations.
And stop pointing the finger. Everybody has a past.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
If you look under everybody's rock, everybody got some secrets under there.
absolutely.
I'm not ashamed of saying where I've been, but where I'm going is amazing. And can't nobody take it from me. I've done what I've done. I said what I said. But now I'm here to say that I am Tony Medina's daughter, and I'm going to make it happen.
Nice. So what do you want to see from the city of Joliet when it comes to your
I want to see
organization?
the city stand up. Stop making false promises. Don't sit down with me and tell me a story. I'm 47. I don't need stories.
Okay.
I can paint my own picture. If you're going to help, let's help. Stop knocking the people that's trying. Like the brother said, we need more people in the community. We need more community centers for people of our color,
Oh, absolutely.
so that our children can relate. They got them for the other people.
Oh yeah.
Why can't we have the same things and give our children? They want to stop violence. Let's give them something to stop the violence for. Put something in the community where they can look forward to. My center, you want to be something, become a professional barber. Come and be a photographer or a videographer. Come and try, let us show you how to get that money instead of that dope money. It's there. I mean, why can't you help me? Y'all help everybody else.
Right.
But my thing is, I'm not in the business of bootlicking. That's
Okay.
not who I am. I say what I say, I mean what I say, and I do what I promise. Anybody know me in the street, my name holds weight.
Yes.
I have a barber shop, I have a barber college, and I give thousands of dollars away to different organizations. Anybody call me, I'm there. When they need help, I'm there. So
I really do hope that Joliet stand up for both of these organizations. There are plenty more around the city of Joliet. And I know that one of the things that we do lack is, I feel that is unity and being able to collab without competition. I feel like that's the main thing that we need to work on in the city. How can we overcome that? If either one of you can answer that. How can we overcome the competition versus collaboration versus unity mentality?
I think the black and the brown community are afraid of, they're gonna get more than me. They're gonna be more noticed than me. Instead of working together, you go on Collins Street, everybody's working together.
Oh yeah.
Everybody got their own hustle. You know what I'm saying? So why can't we as a unit work together and become Collins Street? We got the resources.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got the foundation
And the talent.
and the talent. It is so much talent in the black and brown community. It's sickening because they can't be heard because everybody's choking everybody. And that's sad.
It is.
When you say the black and brown community, I honestly think we should only focus on the black community.
Well, I can't say that because I am biracial, so I'm going to help everybody. You know what I mean? I'm going to help. I don't care if you're black, brown, green, or orange. If you need that help, I'm going to help you. I mean, people put color to everything. It's color doesn't mean anything. Because if you white, you can be just like the blacks. If you black, you can live just like the whites. It's just God gives you a chance and a choice every day, a chance and an opportunity to do things right. It's up to you.
But
That's the way I feel.
would you say though the white person would have more resources though versus the black person that's going through it? They're gonna open more doors for a white person
And that's sad.
a black or brown person, and it's just the fact that this is the reality we live in, and if we do want to change it, I think that we should focus more on our community just so we can have a chance.
But we are the change though. We are changing. We have to start within us to become the change. People gotta want to change.
I agree with that. But those are the people we don't want to focus on, the people that don't want to change.
No, we need to focus on them because they're going to see the great that we're doing, and then they're going to eventually want to do the great as well.
Not necessarily, because sometimes people see, like that's for instance, like the way you came out. You was in a traumatic situation where you could have either drowned or you could have floated.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people sometimes drown and they have the same opportunities and chances that you had, but they didn't want it as bad. They didn't want to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
They let life take them under. And I hear a lot of people say that, yeah, we might have had this and I might have been through this. And sometimes people use their trauma to keeps them where they at.
Well, I use my trauma and the things that I've went through in my life. At first, I was that person sheltered in why me and why me and why me. Why not you? Because you go through things in life for a reason, to strengthen you to become a better you. And when you become a better you, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Just because I witnessed seeing my mother being murdered, that could have killed me. Me seeing my sister being murdered, that could have killed me. But that strengthened me because I had a purpose now. I'm the survivor. I'm the only one living. So that makes me more hungry to make my purpose be seen and be heard. They have to put their big girl and big boy pants on. That's reality. Wherever you go, it's reality.
get what you're saying, Anna. You know what I'm saying? With different people deal with adversity differently. You know,
Yeah.
some people are overwhelmed and they can't overcome it. You know, Troy just had the fortitude and resolve to overcome those things, but you know, different people have different mindsets. You know, and some people be content with the status quo of being afforded the liberties of just being on SNAP and being on Section 8 and things of that nature. And those are things that become generational and cyclical and handed down. You know, because they just be content with the status quo. They don't want more. You know,
Yeah.
you have to want more for yourself and go out and make those things manifest. You know, now granted, like we say, we know we're not on an equitable playing field. You know, it's different things that's afforded to different people. We know that. You know, but to go back to what Kia was asking, you know, as far as the competition within the communities and things of that nature, that happens frequently. You know, we can't get on one accord, and that goes into people having to be more like-minded. You know, if you're truly organically about the community, it shouldn't be nothing but coming together and collaborate. You know, when you can't find a collaboration with these organizations and you're supposed to be about uplifting, you know what I'm saying, the community, and y'all can't come to even ground on that, I mean, there's something going on. There's something disingenuous, inauthentic going on. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're truly about the right cause and your passion is about, you know, helping our people in our communities, marginalized, suppressed communities, get out of bondage and give them things they need, you're going to collaborate on those things if you're truly authentic about that. So, you know, that's where the problem come in, that within our community, you know, and outside to see that, you know, so, you know, that's just something that, you know, like I say, it has to change with like-minded individuals coming together and doing those things and showing them that it can be done. Because it can be done, but like I said, take the right individuals, you know, with the right concept, and like I say, bonding together authentically, organically, you know, not with nothing contrived, you know, because, you know, certain people, I mean, you know, they get grants and things of that nature there, and they don't do the right things with it. You know, these things have to be afforded to these communities. They're starving for these things and need these things, you know. And to get back to something else, too, I meant to mention earlier, you know, I know it's an individual that I know that's over the union, the electrical union, Juan Rico. And, you know, that's something I've been presenting to the community as well about getting in trade school, you know.
Yes,
You
I agree with that.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, he'll get people in, you know, as far as electrical, whatever they want to get in, heavy equipment, HVAC, things of that nature there, you know what I'm saying? And he's going out in these communities, the black and brown communities, he wants more diversity. He wants, you know, the union to look like what the city of Joliet looks like, you know. But so many people within our communities are uninformed of these things. And then another thing, when they hear that this apprenticeship may take 5 years, they're not interested. But this is a life-changing event when you can get in a union. You coming in a union, you coming in the door day one making $24 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And they're teaching you a trade that's going to be with you a lifetime. You know, so just because it takes 5 years to complete this, you're coming in the door making $24 an hour, and that goes up with the certain amount of hours that you do. You get what I'm saying? These are life-changing events, and it needs to be talked about more in our communities with these things being afforded, because a lot of our communities don't know about these things. You know what I'm saying? So that's something else too that, you know, I want people to know that, you know, I can help you get in, you know, in the apprenticeship program, and you know, these are life-changing events that can help you for a lifetime. Like I say, you coming in the door with benefits day one, making $24 an hour, and these things just continue to grow as you in there. You know, so. And also, you know, people, you know, you got to do more talking at the polls too. You know, people sit back and, you know, and bellyache about all the problems that plague the community and things of that nature. You got to get out and vote. You know, you got to get out and exercise your right to vote. Don't just sit back and complain. And, you know, you got to get registered to vote and get out there and get to them polls. You know, the voter turnout last time here in Joliet, I mean, it was unacceptable, 30%, whatever the case it was. You know, and then you sit back and complain about the things that's going on. You know, get out there to them polls and bring these changes about. Your vote counts. You know, and that's something that we're going to be doing too. We're going to be doing pop-up registrations. The first one we're going to be doing is going to be on November 2nd. It's going to be down here at Sewell's Barber Shop on the South End on Joliet and McDonough Street. We're going to be doing that November 2nd from 10 to 1. We're going to be getting people registered to vote. So come on out if you ain't registered to vote. Bring 2 pieces of identifications with you. One with your current address on there, and get registered to vote. You know, and they, I mean, in the state of Illinois, people that's been previously released from prison as well, they can vote. You're not happy about that. You know, you can vote in the state of Illinois. So we got to get people registered to vote and get them out to the polls. You know, and just stop sitting back complaining about everything. You know what I'm saying? Get out to the polls. Let's do something about it. Be active.
I do believe that people do need to get out and vote, and I think that one of the issues with voting is the people that we have to vote for. They need to be relatable, especially to the youth. I mean, the youth, that's our future. So they need to be relatable. I feel like a lot of these people are old school. They have a lot of old school values. But now I think they need to focus on evolving and being relatable to the ones that you really need to get out and vote right now. Because the younger generation is not voting.
Because they see what we have to offer the people. Do you see the candidates that you have sometimes? And sometimes when you, because I didn't vote, I would say that. It's because when I looked at the candidates that they had to offer and looking from both sides or whatever it is, I didn't feel like neither one of them was good enough, and I did not want to vote for nobody. I didn't want to give anybody my vote. They had, like, if people really inform people what's going on with the politics and people are get kids interested in what people stand for and what do they really have to offer, what have they done in the past to offer to the community. And I didn't feel like nobody really made a change, so what would be my point of voting?
I feel like we should hold ourselves accountable as well, because we have to get out. We have to go to these meetings, the city council meetings, and we have to do research on the people as well. We can't expect them to give us everything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Something else I wanted to add too, kid. You know, we got with the Peace Over Violence program. You know, we got counseling and therapy and all that there too. That's available. You know, and afforded to the community as well. So that's another thing that we have down now.
It most definitely is, because in our community, we kind of like, I think a lot more people now are accepting of the counseling, but before, I'm not crazy. You don't have to be crazy to.
I told you, I didn't realize it until just going through this training the last 3 months. You know, that was something, you know, that, you know, personally I frowned upon.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know,
I think most men are.
I just kept this, you know, within me, you know, and dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? But until I went through this trauma training and think trauma and vicarious trauma and all these different things, and you know, I already knew the different things that plagued our community. You know what I'm saying? You know, that caused the hopelessness and desperation. And then I went through this trauma training. I'm like, man, this is layered on top of all of that. You know, it's so complex and so multifaceted and multi-layered, you know, with all the trauma. People on the way going through this trauma and suffering from it.
Yeah, I totally.
Because it's normal. It's our normal way of life of living.
Yeah.
These are things we've been exposed to. But it's really not normal. But it's been our normality for so long.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you've gotten to the point where you're open to counseling and believing in it now. But I really do feel like there's a lot of males that don't believe in it. What would you say to them?
You know, I'm not gonna force my ideology and where I'm at in life on them. You know, it's something that they have to embrace when they're ready to embrace it, you know. But what I will say to them is that, you know, people within the communities, these marginalized and suppressed communities, believe me, you're going through some trauma. Whether you know it, whether, you know, you're aware of it or unaware of it, you're going through it.
Right.
Now, when they want to deal with it, like I say, I've never been one to force my ideology or beliefs on people, because you have to do it and address that thing when you feel comfortable with doing that. You know, but I would just say to them, you from these communities, you're going through some trauma. You've witnessed some trauma, you've been through some trauma, and you're probably currently going through some trauma. Absolutely.
If anybody have any comments, any questions, please type them in the chat. If you want to call in, 815-931-8046. I think I pinned it, or did I not? I think I pinned it, 815-931-8046. If you have, I pinned it. If you have any questions, any input, Rail, I know you said you wanted to call in. The number is 815. I don't think I could pin it on YouTube. I see you on YouTube. 815-931-8046 if you want to add into the conversation. So, I know that there are a lot of people out there. When we putting programs together, I notice that there are a lot of people who are willing to help, willing to donate, donate their time, to volunteer, money or whatever you need as far as support. And I know that, and a lot of them have a lot of different resources, a lot of talent. They're just looking for a visionary. They're looking for someone to be, I guess, the leader. You know what I'm saying? Someone that put something together. So here are some programs right here where we already have visionaries. We already have things already in line as far as counseling and different resources.
She was saying something about like the training, like he said, they learning a
Trade.
Yeah, and I think that we need more of that in our community. If a
Absolutely.
I
lot
agree
of
with that.
people
Absolutely.
learn trades, like because of the robots and how technology going now, having a trade would be the best job to have.
And I have a barber college as well, and for the month of October, we are giving, right now we're not, we don't have FAFSA, but through the Tony Medina Youth Center, we are sending people to barber college for free.
Wow.
Oh
That's
For free.
awesome.
my God. Y'all hear that?
So, I mean,
Wow.
me becoming a barber is this is $1 billion industry. You could take this and go anywhere.
You should
You
pin
could
that.
go to when you leave here, you're gonna need a haircut. When you
And-
come here, you're gonna need
Oh,
a
yeah.
haircut.
And who do they contact?
So,
You could contact me because I am the owner and operator of All About You Barber College.
All right, y'all
in
heard it
Joliet, Illinois. I am her.
so for the whole month of, you said October?
October, and if there's people
do
who
you
are,
mind putting your name in here so I can pin it so
If-
they can contact you?
That's
if
nice.
people are serious about it, please contact me. I am willing to help you on your journey. Becoming a professional barber, this may save somebody's life, get them off the streets. You can have a background. Only thing you can't have on your background is hurting any elderlies and children. If you didn't kill somebody, it's okay. You done sold a couple kilos, it's okay. Become a better you, and that's my goal, is to help them become a better them. It don't
Wow.
matter to me, because we all have something underneath our rock, and who am I to judge you?
Yes.
So I want to extend that to help someone to help themselves.
That is
You could be
awesome.
16 years old all the way up to 70, 80, 90. It don't matter.
Okay, so
You have to be
16 and up.
16 years old. And you can contact me at 815-931-6949, or that's my direct line, or you can call the school 815-764,
815-931-64
6949.
6949.
That's my personal line. You probably gonna get me on that line first.
Okay. We'll put all this up. I'm gonna make a post, if not tonight, tomorrow, with all of that
And if
info.
you are in need of any clothing, any personal hygienes, you can contact us as well at 815-999-8512. That's the center's number, or you can once again call me my direct line, and I will make sure that you get what you need. So, and if you want to donate, you can donate as well. We take all donations, pots, pans, anything.
No, seriously.
Like
That's
for
good.
real, because when these young men or these young ladies, or when they leave their situation, they leave with nothing.
I
That's
agree
that's
with you.
good to know, because most of the time when I go through my house and I get stuff to that I don't need anymore, I take it to Goodwill and they sell
And
it.
They sell it.
So it'll be good. So anybody that have anything that they're not using, appliances or
Whatever.
everything, anything in any household products, wow, that's
Make
good.
sure it's in good shape, y'all.
Absolutely.
Please
come
do.
on, don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, please make sure it's in good shape.
We got bags of clothes with nasty personal things, and
Oh
I
my
just
God.
Don't give us your trash because you won't want it.
All right,
Yeah.
Give somebody something that you will want.
Yes.
And I'm gonna make sure when you come as clean, you take it to the cleaners ourselves, wash it in the washing machine ourselves.
I have a
And-
question for you. So when you said they get to come in, do you have it set up like as far as like they can have their own shopping experience
Yes.
where they get to
You
walk
seen the
through and
movie
get
The
the-
Maid?
Yeah. Okay.
She got
That's
excited.
dope.
Yeah, because you want them to make them feel like, hey, just because I'm going through this doesn't mean that I gotta stay there.
Yeah. So when they come in, it's not like, oh, standing in line. They get to move
Or
around
you
and
can
shop
go
like.
look through. We got bags and totes and boxes of everything that they may need, from children, like I said, from infants to grown people, from 0 to 6 to 7X. We got everything.
That's nice. So there are plenty ways to be a blessing.
Yes.
That's awesome. You want to read that?
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, it's like quite a few comments.
Quite a few comments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Somebody said, how far you want me to go? Everybody get out and vote. Free college, y'all better get out and jump on it. Free barber college. Sonia always can make money cutting hair. And Sharon said that's what's up, Toya.
So you got some fans on here.
I'm just a person trying to make a difference.
Toya, you need to go to the high schools. I'm sure somebody will be interested.
We've went to the we have, I think we have 4 or 5 high school students that taking part of the program. So when they become seniors and when they graduate, they will be already a licensed professional. So, like I said, you could be 16. You got to be at least 16 or 15 and a half and working on it. And we will make sure that you're able to get in the program right now.
Anybody else?
Nope, that was it. Courtney said, Auntie been having a big heart. Keep going.
Oh, Courtney Pierce.
I'm just, I want to make sure that when I leave this world, my name speaks for itself. I want to make sure, like I said, I've done horrible things, and I can't take those things back, but I can make a difference now. When you're young, you do things that you have to do when you're on your own. I've been on my own since I was 12, sleeping in abandoned buildings, cars, wherever I had to. If you had it, I need it, I got it. I'm taking it because I was on survival mode.
Right.
Now my mind is different, and I have to change. And when my sister got murdered, my life changed, and I had to do what I had to do.
Wow. Well, the hairs are standing up on my arms right now. It's just heartfelt. Like I can feel every word.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like I can feel the passion. I really need y'all to support these organizations. Joliet, please stand up. I want her to go into the barbershop tomorrow. Can they drop it off at the barbershop?
Drop it off
And
if I'm not there. Leave it
come
at
to the
door.
door, and she can't get through the door because there's so much stuff in front of there. I'm gonna try to remember to keep posting about people supporting and bringing certain
Okay,
items.
I will tag you. I'm gonna make another post probably tonight, and I'll tag you in it. And I just ask everybody to share the post because we are the difference.
That's the
We
least
can
they
be
can.
the difference.
Sharing is free.
And sharing is free.
Sharing is free, y'all.
Yes, it is.
All right. Did you have anything else?
No, I just think it's good that it is helping both men and women because a lot of programs do not help men. And let's just be
If we
honest.
don't have the resources, we're gonna send you to somewhere else where they can help you. If we can't help you, like I said, we don't have a building right now. And when maybe about a month ago, a young lady was in a situation, like we don't have any funding. I paid for everything out of my pocket. I sent her to a hotel for 2 weeks until she can get proper sheltering. I do everything by myself. I don't ask nobody for anything. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to find someone to help me get some grants. I'm trying to
Do you have a
directly.
Cash App?
Yes.
Do you have a Cash App? Can we tag her Cash App? If anybody want to donate right now, we're
So
gonna put
I
her
can
Cash
get
App up.
So I
We're
can
gonna put
get
her Cash App up for any donations. Is she still in the hotel,
You know what?
or is she
I think
transitioning?
She transitioning to out of state where her parents are. Her and her children left.
But I think they should still cash out you to help you be able to
Yes.
help people.
Yes, I agree.
What is your cash app?
She gonna write it down.
I'm gonna write my. I don't have a cash app for the center,
Okay.
but I have a cash app that I use for the Barber College.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if people wanted to,
Donate.
You can just in the comment section, you just put donate when you send a Cash App. Any amount would help. If you got $5, if you got $20, whatever God put on your heart, whatever is put on your heart, just go ahead and donate.
because we not only do we do, like right now we're gonna be doing the Thanksgiving in 5 with
Jalen
Jones.
Jones, yeah.
So the center is going to pay for every haircut. So the school is going to go and cut for free at the center.
Wow.
At their thing.
So their thing is it West? Where is it located?
I think it's going to be at Central.
At Central. Okay, and then what date? I don't have the flyer
You know
in
what?
front
I
of me.
believe it's on the 18th. Jalen told me. So we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do the free haircuts that day. We got the Christmas thing coming. We're asking for you donate a toy, we're going to give you a free haircut, so that we can help somebody's Christmas become what they're asking. Last year we donated, we raffled off a PlayStation 5. We raffled off laptops, iPads, and all those things that I purchased myself. I don't ask nobody for anything. And one of my barbers donated a PlayStation 5, and the look on the child's face when they received it is priceless. So if everybody can step up and let's be a part of making a difference. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Absolutely.
So that's my goal.
Let's be solution based. So I'm looking at the flyer here for Thanksgiving in 5. It looked like it's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Joliet Central. It's on a Saturday. So it looks like there are plenty of ways that you guys can donate to that as well. And I'm sure the haircuts is probably not going to be it's not the only thing that's going to be free there. Is everything
They
going to?
got the clothing giveaway. They got hygiene products. They're gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner. I think there's some other things going on. I'm not certain, so please don't hold it to me. But
Okay.
I know that I'm going to do my part, and we're going to be there again this year, giving out free haircuts. So.
Okay, and once again, once I get off of this live, I'm gonna take this flyer and I'm gonna post it along some other things that I said I was gonna post after this. We're getting ready to wrap it up so we can speak with the attorney that we have in the room. But did you guys have anything else you wanted to add to the conversation before we leave?
No, I just thank you for the opportunity to get awareness of what we need to take care of in the community. People always talking about the community, but what are you doing to help the community?
Amen.
Now stop pointing the fingers about she got more, he got more, he did this, she did that. Let's work together and be able to make a difference in these children's lives, because I heard you say earlier, they are our future. These
Yes.
are our future doctors, lawyers, whatever they're going to be. We need to help them get to their goal in life
Absolutely.
and let them live a life. Because if all this killing is going on, they're going to be dead soon too.
Absolutely.
So let's put the thought of getting them help, counseling. The worst thing I regret as a kid, not being able to receive counseling, because the trauma will carry on through their lives, through their adult lives, their teen lives, and it will ruin them. Like the brother said, he was against it, but now it's not a norm. It's like people know about it now.
Right.
And we need to stick together as one. And I have to say the black, the brown community, because I am a biracial person. And I love everybody, black, green, orange, or white. I'm going to help you. So.
Jerron, you got anything?
just want to thank you for the outlet you provide, not just tonight, but each and every time, Kia and Anna, y'all very valuable within the community and active, the things y'all do. I mean, you help my organization personally on many fronts and many accounts, and the job y'all do is very commendable. And I just, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for the community and the things that y'all do with making sure that there's a voice, there's a platform, there's an outlet that's provided. And, we're thankful for that.
I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys coming out, especially you, Toya, on a very short notice. And I know you said you wanted to come on. I'm like, okay, come on, do it right now. And then you the kids like, okay, cool, whatever. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to working with you guys. If you need anything of me, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you.
I'm very resourceful.
Yeah.
Gerard knows I'm very resourceful. If you need something, let me know. Even if I might look and see maybe that, okay, it's a lack here, I might reach out to you and say, hey, do you mind if I do this? Or what do you think about this? Or let's change the flyer a little bit to become a little more appealing to the youth or something like that.
Or if you need us to volunteer, we always want to be at the front of the line.
Always.
Thank you.
And if y'all need anything that we
Well,
can
we're
offer to
here.
y'all, we
I'm
are.
here.
All right.
All right, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all
you.
so much. All right, y'all. So right now, I do have one more person before we get off of here. He's not gonna be long. He is an attorney. He's a man of many words, but tonight, I don't think he's gonna talk very much because he just got off work and I think he's tired. He's tired. But if you guys have any questions, real quick before he sit down, if you have any questions that you want to ask an attorney right now, type them real quick so we can get him in and out because he's been working all day in the courthouse. Thank you. In the courthouse. Thank you. And all right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome attorney Jerry King Jr. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing
Nice
really
to
good. You
meet
can put your.
y'all. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yep, just like that's good. Thank you. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing pretty good, man. First and foremost, man, shout out to the brother and sister who just spoke a minute ago, man. That was pretty touching, man, and I respect what they're doing in the community, man, and I'm glad you brought us on here tonight so we can meet. So
Appreciate
first
that.
and foremost.
Thank you.
Now, what was the question?
I don't have any questions yet, but I did have some. I had someone that asked me if you can give a little bit. They want to hear about your background.
My background. How far you want me to go back?
I don't know. Just give us a little bit. Just tell us about who
Who I
are they
am.
gonna have representing them.
Okay, first and foremost, born and raised here in Joliet. I lived here till I was about 17 years old, graduated from Joliet West. I left back in 99 and I went and joined the Air Force. I worked in the Air Force for 20 years where I worked in the Air Force for 20 years where I fixed airplanes and flew all over the world. Lived in Tampa, North Carolina. Where else I lived? Dover, Delaware, a couple other places. And after I finished my career in the Air Force, I decided to go to law school. Went to Arizona State University for law school. Came back here to decided I wanted to practice here in Illinois, and I worked as a public defender for the last year or so, and now I got my own practice here in Joliet. So, I guess that's the background.
Anybody ask any questions?
No, but I had a question somebody said
Go ahead.
to ask you. If they were fighting a case and they had to choose between a bench or a jury, what would you say would be someone's best bet?
That's a great question. And I'm gonna tell you, there is no guaranteed answers to that question. The only answer I can tell you right now is going to be it depends, and I'm gonna explain to you the difference between a jury and a bench trial. For people who don't understand out there.
Okay.
Whenever the police or the state make a charge against you, then the state presents their case, the defense presents their case, and then you got what they call a fact finder, and you have a choice on who either to pick the jury or the judge to determine if you're guilty. Jury means 12 people, gotta go and vote. In Illinois, gotta be unanimous. And then a bench trial means to say that the judge will hear all the evidence, and then the judge will decide on their own who, if you're guilty or not guilty. Now, here's the difference on whether or not it's a good or a bad thing to go bench a jury. Like the brother and the sister said a few seconds ago, you got to get out to the polls. This is the importance of voting. Now, you said you didn't like nobody and you didn't go vote.
Yeah.
What happens is when you don't go vote, you're not voting for the judges who you might have to pick if you want to go to a jury or a bench trial. Now check it out. Had you went and done, and I'm not picking on you, my
Yeah, I know
apologies.
you're using an example.
But had you went and said, okay, it's this person who's running on this side and this person who's running on this side, I think this person may relate more to my struggle and understand my story, you go vote for that person, and that individual will be the judge. So in that case, you might want to go to a bench trial. Now, if you have an individual who is detached from you, another demographic, maybe don't understand, your plight, he might not be understandable. He might be a politician who's hard on drugs, or he might be a person who hates domestic violence, or whatever it may be his personal thing. You might have to compete against that, and in that case, you want to go to the jury, because then the jury might have a better chance to understand.
But also, a lot of people don't go to the polls because mainly the only poll that a lot of people know about is either when you're running for president and when that poll comes. So when you're saying stuff about the judge, a lot of people are not even informed of when you go to the polls and you have to pick other people.
Let's inform.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe if we were more informed on who's voting for the different judges, even like the government, because when you go to the polls, it's like a whole bunch of different people, and half the time people just picking because they don't even know who these people is and what are they running for. So that's why I said also, if you want more people to vote, younger people, I think informing them on the politics and who's running and what's going on would help them go out and vote, because when you don't know, why would you?
I understand that. I can certainly understand that. I'll put it to you this way. The people who may be in charge may be the people that's happy that you're not showing up.
Yeah, I
So
get
they're
it.
getting what they want. So
I get it.
I got you.
All right, I have someone that has a question.
Go ahead.
He said, why doesn't most lawyers explain the nature of the preliminary hearing, and why do they waive the majority of the time? Why are they waived the majority of the time?
Why do they waive a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Well, first off, you can't waive a preliminary hearing. The preliminary hearing itself is called an arraignment.
Okay.
And when you have an arraignment, that is where the judge needs to put you on notice of what you're being charged of and what the consequences are.
Okay.
So when you hear the defense attorney say he's waiving it, he's not waiving the hearing itself. He's just waiving the judge's formal reading of the charges, so he don't have to read, on count one, you're charged with this, and it has a consequence of 2 years. On count two, you charged with this, it's gonna be a consequence of 5 years. So when he up there saying, I'm gonna waive formal reading of the charges, it's saying, just say your breath, I know what we charged is, I inform my client, that's all that is.
Okay.
You can't waive a preliminary hearing.
Okay. Hopefully you understood that, Midwest Rail. Do you have any other questions? Do we have anything in the? All right. So can you talk a little about the rights, I guess, when you're getting pulled over by the police? Can
So
you?
we're gonna talk about while you're driving in your car, your rights.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna start from the beginning right here, okay? Do you know the difference between a right and a privilege?
I want to say yes, but I'm gonna say no, so you can break it down.
A right is something that can't be taken away from you. A
Okay.
privilege is something that you're given permission to do. Make
Come on and
sense?
teach us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right means you can't take away. You like your civil rights or your Fifth Amendment rights. Rights you can't take away from me. I can waive my rights, but a privilege, you don't have the right to do a privilege, okay? So you got a lot of rights out here. When you talk about the Constitution, you got a lot of rights. You got the Second Amendment, you got a right to own a firearm. First Amendment, you got a right freedom of speech. Eighth Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment. Sixth Amendment, this goes on. Those are your rights that can't be taken away. Driving is not a right. It's a privilege. That's why you got to get a license to get it.
Okay.
All right, so let's start there.
Got it.
Driving is a privilege. It's not a right. When you get the privilege to drive on a vehicle, you give up certain rights because you granted that privilege. And what that means is to say when you granted that license and you drive on that highway, now you subject yourself to certain things. One of the things that you subject yourself when you are granted that privilege is to say you can be pulled over, you can be stopped. Now, if you in your house, you got a right to be safe in your house. That's why they need a warrant to come in. To be pulled over when you driving on their highway, they got a right to pull you over. So this is the first thing I'm gonna tell you about that. Any privilege that can be granted can be what?
Taken away.
Start there. Now, number 2. It's 3 things you need to always worry about. The first 3 things in driving your car, the easiest in the world is what? First thing the police ask for is what?
License, registration, and insurance.
Exactly. If you're driving and you don't have one, you out of pocket.
You a criminal.
You
She was
understand?
ready for that one.
For real. If you don't have one of those 3s, you out of pocket. It's like the Supremes. It was 3 of them. You had one, it didn't work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Same thing. It's like the locks. You take the kiss out, it don't work. If you got those 3 things, if you missing one, that's what they call probable cause. You got problems now. Okay? Because no matter what happens, if he pulls you over and you got all 3 and you ain't done nothing wrong, he gotta let you go. As soon as you don't have your seatbelt on or you don't have one of those 3 things, now he got time to write you a citation, okay? When he writes you that citation, he has a certain amount of time that he can conduct his business. But while he's conducting his business, because you don't have your license expired, well, that's a crime. Your registration expired, now it's a crime. Your insurance expired, that's a crime. So as soon as you break one of those, automatically he got the right to detain you. Okay? And he got a certain amount of time to write out all his tickets. Now here's the thing. When he writing his ticket, he is free to make any observation out there he wants. Easiest one in our community that you get to go search is what? I smell the odor of what?
Marijuana.
Done deal. So what that means is to say that because you didn't have that license, well, your sticker was expired, you wouldn't have got pulled over. Or if your registration wasn't expired, you wouldn't have got pulled over. All those different things. So it's not being prepared, having your stuff together. And then number 2, when you don't, it goes step by step by step. So now they had a reason to pull you over for whatever reason. Now you didn't have your license and your registration, and now they free to search. He can search you if he sees something in plain sight. If he smell the odor of alcohol, automatically, all of those things, if I smell the odor of marijuana, now what am I starting to investigate? DUI. So you constantly shooting yourself in the foot. And I'm trying to, the most important thing you need to remember, driving is a privilege. And if you don't have all your stuff straight, understand you're going to have problems. They call it, what do they call it? You're asking for it. So that's how that goes. So the first thing I say about driving in a vehicle, when you drive in a vehicle, make sure your license is valid, make sure your registration is valid, and make sure you have insurance. If you don't have one of those 3s, you can pretty much expect the police officer can take it from there.
You good?
Yeah. What happens if you have all 3 and they still write you some type of ticket?
Well, it depends.
What type of rights do you have when you're pulled over is what I want to know. So basically you're saying you have none because now
No.
you're driving.
You still have certain rights. Okay, the first right you have is all of those rights are going at the same time, so it's not a particular order.
Okay.
One of the first rights you could talk about is the Fourth Amendment. That's your right to search and seizure, okay? Search, for them to search your car. Let's just start there. In order to search your car, they need probable cause. Probable cause can be a couple different things. It can be I saw alcohol in plain sight, or I saw a weapon in plain sight, or I got a call that somebody saw this car running from a crime or something. Probable cause just mean that we suspect that a crime has happened or a crime is about to happen. That's what that means. So the first right you just spoke about is the right of search and seizure. Is to say that the police they cannot search you unless they have probable cause, okay? Probable cause means they have to suspect a crime has been committed. Now here's the thing. The thing that people get caught up a lot of times is they'll ask you, do you mind if I search your car? What would you say?
No.
What would you say?
Now that I'm kind of know now to say no, but before I don't have anything in my car. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Now here's the thing. That right that we just talked about, you can't search my car unless there's a crime being committed. Consent is waiving that right.
Right.
So you do good by saying no, don't search it. If they ask it, that means they know they don't have the right to do it. But then if you give consent, now everything is fair game. If they find a empty bottle of alcohol in the back or something, or they find somebody who might have left a sack of weed in your car seat and you don't, not the car seat, but in the back seat or something like that that you didn't know, all those different things. So the first right you got when you get pulled over is the right not to be searched illegally. Second right, another right that's always going is your right to remain silent. Okay? Now, you don't have to speak. If you don't want to, nobody can compel you to speak. But when you are pulled over, it is your responsibility that you need to give them your license, registration, and insurance. They got to do that. You don't have to say anything beyond that. You don't have to answer any questions. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything.
So
That's your right.
where you're coming from, we don't have to answer
You
that?
got to answer that. You don't have to answer anything. If he asks for your license, registration, insurance, get right for it. But you do. Nobody can compel you to talk. You have the right to remain silent. Next one is what is it? Right to an attorney. Well, it's kind of in the traffic stop. That's something else. Okay. What else you got?
So you said something about them needing probable cause. So they have to make you aware of what that is? They don't have to let you know that at all?
No. What they can do is here's the thing. Let's just say a police officer is pulling somebody over. He's looking at their license and registration, and he sees a gun on the back seat. Rather than saying, "Hey, driver, I see a gun on the back seat," instead, he's going to make himself safe first by saying, "Step out of the car for me." He's going to secure you, so then he can go retrieve the gun. He's already identified the probable cause. The gun is there, so no, he does not have to tell you. He can then arrest you and make himself safe. Because here's the thing: probable cause of a crime is being committed. Most crimes might be dangerous in nature. So if that crime is dangerous in nature, him alerting you would then say, "You probably go run." So he don't have to tell you, "Hey, this is probable cause, I'm about to go." He'll put that in his report later.
Wow. So how do we know when we should get an attorney? Because a lot of us we don't think that we can afford an attorney when we go to court.
It depends on what you're charged with. It's a big range.
Okay.
I'll say this right here. If you don't understand what's going on when they're talking, you need an attorney.
Okay. Good answer.
That's simple.
All right. Good
And
answer.
here's the thing. That investment might be the difference between, but here's the other thing right here. if you can't afford attorney, there is a constitutional right that says if you can't afford attorney, one will be appointed to you. You have the right to have an attorney at all court proceedings. Doesn't mean you got a right when you drive in your car. I mean, you can ask for an attorney before you speak, absolutely. But anytime you go into court, any court proceedings, you are afforded the right to an attorney. And that doesn't matter if you're charged with, and that goes for any crime that the punishment could possibly be jail. If there's a crime where it's a speeding ticket and the worst thing is a fine, you don't have a right to a lawyer. But if it comes down, or you won't be appointed a public defender. If the crime is a crime that you can be placed in custody or given a sentence of jail, you got a right to an attorney. So even if you don't got money, you got a right to an attorney.
So a lot of time, people in the community, they feel that public defenders are on the same side with the, what are they called?
The state?
The state. How do you feel about that? What would you say to somebody who has that type of thinking?
All right, well, I'm going to tell you like this, because I just stopped. Well, actually, I'm a public defender and can't keep right now. But anyway, here's the answer to your question. And the way you're answered, the question you ask, and people believe in that, it's reasonable and it's understanding. It makes total sense that it would appear that way. But let me explain to you why it appears that way, if you don't mind. So, and I'll just tell you about myself. I was a public defender. I was working in the misdemeanor room, and there was a time where I had 387 open files. Now, if you give me 387 open files and it's 40 hours in a week, how much time do I have to give to each individual client? So what that means is that the workload is, for a public defender, is greater than a private attorney by leaps and bounds. You walk in there and your public defender might have 400 files open. This private attorney, because he gets paid, his retainers and whatnot, he might only have 10 to 20. But his 10 or 20 could be making him way this amount of money, but this public defender is only making $64,000. Because that's what public defenders make, $64,000. And now who accepts a job for $64,000? It's gonna be your younger people just graduate, getting out of school, starting families, growing. So they have all this life going on that they trying to build their careers up. And then they get placed in a position with the community where you got people whose lives is on the line. And quite honestly, it's not enough time to give everybody they just do. Now I'm gonna go back to that whole voting thing right there. The reason why the public defender is overworked is because that's a whole election thing as well. Because the Will County Board, and people don't know this, and I'm jumping all a lot of stuff. It's the Will County Board who votes for the county executive who vote for the contractors to say how much of our community money are we going to put into our public defenders. Because here's the thing, my brother just talked about SNAP, he just talked about Section 8, he just talked about all that stuff. But guess what? Ain't none of that stuff your right. Those is whatever you want to call them. I was going to say a word people don't really want to talk. Those are not your right. The one thing you got a right to, what? Is a public defender when you at risk of going to jail. But the city, the government, who the powers that be, are they funding that office? Are they providing you with competent people? But here's the thing. If we were to go in there as a community, and I'm getting my fill around, I know, but if we go in our as a community and say, my man just got out 16 years, you have a public defender, brother?
Yeah, federal defender.
See what I mean? That's a little different. But a public defender, who knows what his case, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
If that man had his life and that's somebody's son and his mother gonna be in there crying, well, I believe that's something we should go to the county board and say, listen, it's our people that's locked up in there, 50%, 80%, I don't have the direct statistics, but I'm sitting here watching it, and it's our black and our brown brothers is getting football numbers. So that's something we got to be aware of. And like my sister here just said, it's because we don't know. That's why I'm glad here that I can be here and kind of explain it.
Okay. All right. I did have some more questions, but I know you gotta go. So
Ask
these.
questions. If you want me to kick me out, I'll leave.
No. I really did not. I'll ask a couple more questions, but I don't want to ask everything because I do want to have an opportunity for you to kind of like come on more often and answer a few questions. I mean, I know.
Got my time now. I mean,
All right. So D Lovely, what did she say?
Do you know anything about mandatory e-filing for court, for civil court cases, and the letter of exemption?
what that means is that say that the Will County Courthouse requires that all civil cases are filed mandatory. There is a form there that you should be able to get a waiver. I don't remember the form enough to tell you what exactly you need on it, but if you need some help on it, 815-200-4995.
I pinned it.
Oh, there you go. Give me a call.
I pinned it.
I actually think that was the only question. But back to you coming on more often. Can we get at least one question a week that you can answer?
Absolutely.
All right, y'all heard it. I ain't not put him on the spot. I didn't even ask him this before. Yes, y'all see the pressure. He's not even sweating or anything. You want to give him a little bit more information on your law firm. You already told them how they can reach you as far as a phone number. What type of cases do you take on?
Man, let me just say one more thing, man, while to speak on her question, if you don't mind. Why does it look like the public defenders might be on the same team? We talking about our demographic. I'm from here, even when you from this town, you can't get it out you even if you want to. I'm from here, so we got our own special things that we do. A lot of the time, think about what a public defender is. A lawyer. So a lawyer must go to 4 years of undergraduate and then 3 years of law school to graduate. In order to do that, you're talking probably $250,000 in education. So when you're talking about $250,000, not only just in the tuition, just to live, eat, travel, go back and forth to see your mama, that's probably $250,000 you're gonna pay. Now what happens is these individuals who may come from a different graphic, and here's the thing though, there's public defenders in there who really have sympathy and really are trying their best and work there because they hate some of the stuff that's taking place in Joliet. They hate it and they're real good people. But you can't change that there is a demographic or a language difference. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you might have a 28-year-old guy from somewhere out of town. He might be from Rockford or he might be from a country town down south. He done been going to school the whole time, and then 2 years later he's sitting down in there with you. He never got trained how to be around people from a different demographic. So a lot of times they more nervous than you are. More times they more nervous than you are. I'm guaranteeing it. But I tell you what, to a man, every person I've been in there with that PD office, they try. Now, are they overworked? Absolutely. But I tell you, each and every one of them, they try. They do their damnedest. And they're good people. So that's why it might seem like, it's everybody on the other side or whatnot, but trust me, they try.
Okay. All right, back to giving us some information on your law firm.
Like I said,
What type of cases do you take on?
well, primarily I specialize in criminal law, misdemeanors, felonies, DUI, driver's license issues, domestic violence, crimes. You name it, we'll do it criminal wise. Aside from that, not only do I do my criminal practice, there's no area of the law that we don't have somebody or somebody to refer you to help you out. The reason I'm here is, you know, we could have practiced anywhere in the world. I mean, I lived in Phoenix before I lived here, could have went to Florida, anywhere in the world. And like these people in here that came in here before me and said all of this problem and what we need in the community, I got tired of watching craziest thing in the world is I remember going to school at Laraway, and when I was a kid, the kids I grew up with was just as smart, faster, brilliant. I grew up with geniuses in the world, or the certain circumstances kind of picked them off, and I'm tired of watching that. So that's what I'm here to do, is try to help y'all the best way I can. So there you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You have any more questions?
No.
All right, we getting ready to head out. TT tired, y'all. It's getting late. I really appreciate all my guests tonight. Man, we had great conversations in here. A
Yeah.
lot of positive conversations, a lot of positive people. I felt a lot of passion. My hair stood up on my arm quite a few times tonight. I just really want to thank all my guests that were in the building. Thank you again for
Thank y'all.
Anna. Appreciate you. See you guys next week. Oh, you know
See
what?
y'all.
I got announcements. I'm sorry. So, coming up October 27th, Black Wall Street. I actually have tickets. If anybody needs tickets to this event, you can hit me up. I have tickets on hand. I don't have very many. Tickets are going really fast right now because we're getting close. You know how we do. We wait till the last minute to get these tickets. I'm hoping that all my close people get a ticket so you won't miss out on this event. If you are a business owner, this is going to be a really great opportunity for you. They want you to come out and bring your business cards. There's going to be some raffles. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to network with other businesses, not only in the Joliet area, but the surrounding areas as well. We have the Peace Over Violence. I'm gonna post these on my page. I'm gonna see if I can find a digital copy. I don't know if we have that right now, but I'll get a digital copy so I can post these on my page. Little Miss Black Joliet. I was given permission from Alante to talk about the Little Miss Black Joliet that's coming up. If you're from Joliet, you already know about the Little Miss Black Joliet pageant. Right now, I believe they're still accepting sponsors for pages for you to put your business in the sponsor book. I'll post that information as well. We have Robin's Hair Show that's coming up in November. Make sure y'all go support that. Make sure you purchase your tickets.
And get
Anything
a salad.
else? Oh, my salads. Y'all already know. I got salads. I'm doing them every day except for Monday and Thursday. Is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's it, y'all. I really appreciate everyone that tapped in. Thank you for those that commented. Thank you for the phone call. I'll see you guys actually next week. I'm working on, I don't know if I'm gonna be on next week. I'm working on this Black Wall Street event, and I'm gonna be prepping. I'm gonna try to come on because I do want to at least try to bring on Jerry to answer a few questions for y'all, because that was awesome. I like that. So yeah, maybe next week. I'm not for sure yet. We'll see. I really appreciate all of the hi Shakira. I love you. Thank you guys for the likes. Thanks everyone for the shares. I really appreciate it. I'm out of here. Y'all have a blessed night.
Deuces.